No, sorry. 99. Oh, we're being interrupted.
New member.
Sit down, put the headphones on, join the chat.
Just agreeing to me rules match.
Like, we were talking about, we were talking about you witnessing me watching some early 2012 Vicky Guerrero shaming John Cena and AJ Lee.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
It was watching the dramatization of wrestling at its peak.
Yeah. I actually so one thing that Zach does a lot is like he skips to the matches. But I actually really enjoy the theatricals of the parts in between.
Despite how cringe it is.
Yeah, but it's like part of the whole thing, isn't it? It's part of it's I mean, for me it's one of the reasons why wrestling would be so entertaining is to watch them try act out these weird stories. And when you watch that you understand what wrestling is, that it's not just people hitting on each other, hitting each other. Hitting on each other.
The better.
Honestly, yeah, exactly. Because it becomes like a parody of itself,
But when it's at its best, it's because it's self-aware. So
exactly, which is why the cringy is so fun.
Yeah. If you do it without being aware of how shit it is, that's when it gets awkward.
Yeah, because you're what is this? What are they trying to do?
Yeah, why are you doing this weird shit on national TV?
Yeah.
It becomes that South Park episode.
So like I said, today we're talking about stipulations mainly, which you might have seen a bit. Obviously,
what does that mean, stipulations?
Stipulations is basically match type.
Match type. So you've won the match. Here's the stipulation. Or we're going to have a match, for example, a tables match. The stipulation is the winner is the person who puts the other person through a table. Something like that.
Right.
So
the
you haven't seen a lot, I know. Actually, we watched the female war games.
That was good. That was really
the last one.
good.
That was the 2022.
Is that the one with Shotzi?
Yeah, Shotzi and EO were in it, right?
Oh, EO.
EO did the big spot from the top. Yeah.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
I fucking love it.
EO
that was a good
is
match.
so underrated.
That was a really good match.
I got to see her win the Money in the Bank. And so proud.
Oh yes.
War games, I know, is actually an old thing that they brought back, right? Was it always 2 rings?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I remember they were bringing it back, and I sort of remember reading about them bringing back war games, but I'd actually never seen war games before. It was before my time.
It was a WCW thing. This went back to the 80s.
Yeah.
This is an old school thing. This is probably about as old as the Royal Rumble.
Damn. What, 2 rings side by side is a pretty mad concept, and
it is
going into another thing, which we'll get into a little bit afterwards, because Steven's got a list, just to give you a little heads up. Steven's got a list, and I feel like he's intentionally written the most ridiculous stipulations that WWE have produced, and we're gonna talk about them, see if we've seen any or remember any. You've missed all the degrading ones to women, which I think is for the best in this situation, because
I really try and avoid those
lingerie matches and fighting in mud and shit.
Amongst rewatching all the old matches, which is what Zach is doing right now, and me obviously watching them with him, I've had to walk out the room from a lot of these matches.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not matches.
Yeah,
As
no,
in,
just
imagine I'm going back to 2000, 2001, and it's cuts to Vince and Trish in the back, and don't look, don't look at this. I'm really sorry about this. Oh my god, this is.
I know you're 40 years younger than me, but
hey Trish, come and stroke me. And it's no, I'm sorry about this, Olivia. I didn't like this. I never liked this.
All like this, I swear.
But it's interesting, having because I discovered it through I saw Rhea Ripley and I was really intrigued.
She was trending.
And so
that is such a subtle way of saying that, because we all feel the same.
We've all got the same dirty thoughts about Rhea. We all call her mommy in our minds.
No, but she's the one that kind of pulled me into the world of wrestling, because obviously, yes, she was trending, but she's also revolutionary in so many ways. And so I got pulled into the world of wrestling by Rhea, and I was like, wow, this is so interesting and revolutionary and totally unseen. And then I get to see the history backwards from like this point that we are now, which is quite empowering and fantastic. Going back to see where it has come from and being like, oh my God, oh dear.
I feel like you need it at this point. It's almost like, and this is going to sound super fucked up. Welcome to the Smarks podcast. It's almost like you need to experience sexism and racism to appreciate how progressive certain things actually are. Because otherwise, it just seems normal. And then you go outside and you're like, oh, why is people so fucked up? It's like, oh, you don't realize like we've come a long way to actually get to us not being assholes everywhere. So
as a white man, I can empathise fully.
As an English white man, and it's like that with wrestling. It's like, and the sad thing about wrestling is like there was some good intentions in the early days. Unfortunately, you know, not to discredit any women at all, but it's just like the talent pool wasn't really there at one point. And then
it was in
Japan.
It's
because it also wasn't.
Yeah. All the great women wrestlers were in Japan.
I mean,
it wasn't welcomed.
You know,
exactly.
America and England were coming out of like, you know, a phase of most women, unfortunately, being like housewives. So imagine there wasn't a huge, you know, percentage of women that were like, oh, this wrestling thing, I'm going to get into that. I'm gonna quit my job or, you know, stop being a housewife and get into wrestling.
That's the whole moolah thing.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm afraid if the market isn't like open-minded for it, then of course women aren't going to feel welcome. If you look at Mexican luchadores, which I looked at literally the other day because we were watching Sin Cara, and I loved his mask, and I actually loved his style. Like I thought he did great flips.
What, the botching or the
I told her, I gave her the.
So we've gone through. I'm just going to give you a rundown. We're not going to dwell on them because I didn't want to dwell on with him, but he dwells on them. So we went through the Goated, which was the Duchess of Queensberry rules match. I still haven't told him what it entails.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That's what this podcast is about. We touch on things and then go somewhere else.
Wrestling things. We don't touch on anything else.
Do you know about a battle royal?
Yeah.
There's a reverse battle royal.
Okay.
There's the Punjabi prison match.
That sounds fun.
Fun?
It's not.
That sounds racist as fuck.
Same thing, you know.
It's not it's the prison part. It's the Punjabi prison part. I'm like, why does it be a Punjabi prison?
Great time.
There's no normal prison matches for the record.
I mean, clearly wrestling is sexist and racist all around, and we embrace it for that, right?
You're understanding wrestling now.
That's the fun part. You got an anything on a pole match, which could be you got
that sounds very sus.
You got your 4 turnbuckles, like your 4 poles in the corner, and then you could put, say, for example, a baseball bat on it, and then the person who grabs that baseball bat hits the other person. How about a Judy Bagwell on a pole match?
Someone's mother.
What? So you just grab someone's mum and just start swinging with...
No,
you don't hit someone with... But it's,
I just imagine a mother standing on the
person's mum wins.
What?
Even you don't
God.
It was literally just a singles match where you win by 1, 2, 3. But she was just on a...
Oh, she's just on the pole. So you don't.
No, she wasn't even on a pole. She was on a forklift.
But it wasn't. You had to like one person trying to save her, the other person trying to pin the other. It's literally just the winner. The winner just
claims Bagwell's mother.
The woman on the forklift.
I think are we meant to enjoy wrestling at the end of this podcast, or is it just about? I would like to keep enjoying wrestling.
Well, I say that about most shows.
Part of this is us pretty much exposing that. You know, we present ourselves as wrestling fans, but truly, we've had mixed feelings all along.
that's an important part.
Severely mixed feelings about wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that that's the case, and I'm not alienated for my emotions because I feel very torn when I watch wrestling.
That's the point. You're supposed to, because this thing's insane. This whole thing's insane from the get-go.
I mean, to talk about wrestling right now, wrestling's in a really good place right now, I think.
It's awesome. It's fucking awesome. Like, it's one of the things, if you can step outside, in and out of the meta, it's almost like you need to take not just one step outside of the meta, you need to take about a good 5 steps outside of the meta. Yeah. Like, realize, okay, this is crazy. Oh, this is kind of messed up. Oh, but it's fun if you, okay, oh, but it's kind of messed Oh, but it is fun if you ignore all of these other things.
That is
great.
literally every single emotion I go through every time I watch it. I'm like, oh, it's so messed
We've
up.
all been there.
That's so cool. Oh, it's
We've
kinda
not
fucked
even
up
gotten
though,
to the women's match yet. Oh, fuck.
Like, you know, there's the racism, there's the sexism. I know there's just the outright disrespect for fandom. They just don't give a fuck about us.
Yeah.
I say they. He just doesn't give a fuck about us.
Don't say his name, or he'll turn up and
Vince.
fucking give you 400 grand.
I would
Fucking
love to
Vince.
see Vince swagger through this door right now. It'd be fucking hilarious. Like, and the weird little pedo mustache he's got going on.
I'd kiss
That
him on
walk.
his cheek. It's such good shit.
I'd be
We owe him
like, get
so
out of
much.
here, Vince.
I've just realised that we have another victim for It's Such Good Shit.
Oh, you can join us on such good shit. We'll get round to it in a bit.
Don't worry.
So,
Don't stress.
so explain the Duchess of Cambridge whatever match.
Oh, so we're going to skip over the other 27 match types that go on here. Let's go to the Duchess of Queensberry Rules.
Queensberry rules.
There's a reason this is one of my favourites, because it's like the ultimate heel match type, in the sense that it came out and no one knew what the rules were, because it's such a silly match name. And the whole point was that William Regal made the rules up as he went along. So every time that he would get pinned or put into an arm, like, no, that's against the rules.
So how did you win?
You don't. William Regal wins.
Oh, wow.
You only like this because it's about William Regal.
Yeah, I love William
For
Regal.
God's sake.
I don't think I know who that is yet.
I'll show you William Regal. You've seen him a little bit. He's the ridiculously British man who spends a lot of his time just basically just talking to people and being overly British. William
Sounds
Regal.
like a standard British person.
William Regal.
Do you guys do
Roll
like
Britannia.
does the audience know who you are? Because I've just come in and sat here.
Oh yeah, I talk
Does
about you all
anyone
the
know
time.
context? Okay.
He talks about you more
I
than me.
mention you every episode.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Not in a sweet way.
We have a long list to go through here.
We're still-
Shall we get to the worst one?
Yeah.
This match is called the Anus Explosion Death Match.
Jesus.
This is not a WWE match.
No, it was in Japan.
Of course.
The Japanese ones are the respectful
Can
ones.
I guess that like it's something like just something as stupid as like putting like just a little popper, not a popper,
Like a firecracker.
little firecracker in someone's pants?
Yes! You've got the finish.
No way.
course. And they run around going, oh, like a fucking Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Oh no, he was tied to the ring post, so it's really kinky. So
He was tied to the ring. Fucking hell.
I support that. Let the wrestlers be kinky.
Wait. Give me
we
this.
stand that shit.
Whilst you keep talking, let me find the fucking.
Yeah, I want to see.
I need to see a clip of at least one because I'm assuming in Japan this happened more than once, easily.
I just can't believe that they called it an anus explosion match.
I mean, it definitely draws attention.
It draws attention.
Anyone who sees that would want to watch a match.
I just feel like it sounds like you're going to give someone diarrhea. Like-
Yeah. Many
The
burritos
worst
can
thing
you
is,
eat?
I type anus explosion match, and do you know what I get? The clip of Sean Waltman tearing his asshole. That time where he realised he was too old to be doing the X-Pac gimmick.
The
It sounds
Bronco
like something I want
Buster.
to see.
You don't see it. It's him talking about it. I'm going to show you the
Oh.
clip. You've seen X-Pac. You've definitely seen clips. So basically, his guy... This wasn't even that long ago. Like, it was about, like, in the last, like... I want to say, like, 8 years. But basically, he does one of his classic moves, and he tears his butthole doing it. And
Ugh,
it's...
that sounds horrible.
Hmm.
Poor guy.
So
This
his
is-
move is, like, normally someone's in the corner, and he runs
Oh.
and, like, does that thing where he does, like, the crotch and the face bouncing.
He bounces his balls.
And he
in
does
his
it.
face.
And the guy's supposed to roll out.
Oh, that's where it happened.
But something happened.
Yeah. Well, he grabs his bum, doesn't he? I
Something
mean-
happened to his butt. And he's like, ugh.
That's another thing that makes me a bit like that I struggle with wrestling is that they genuinely put their bodies through fucking
they do some
insane
crazy shit.
stuff.
Especially
And-
when they're doing shit like ladder matches.
Yeah. Oh my god. I mean, the last one we saw where Oh, I'm afraid I can never remember. I mean, I'm getting better at remembering the names, but there are a lot of people.
There's a lot of people. Just I don't know all the names yet.
But there were two. You'll remember the part where like.
What was the match? Was it the women's Money in the Bank match?
Was it this year's?
Yes, the recent one.
We're talking about Zelina and Zoe.
Oh,
where she
on the
grabs
ladder.
her, and she like fucking falls from the ladder onto the ladder, and I was like, fucking hell, Jesus.
Do you know the name of that move?
No.
It's like the quintessential wrestling move. It's like the power bomb.
Power bomb.
Power bomb.
Power bomb.
Don't make fun of my lisp.
Sorry. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's not your fault.
She's my girlfriend, so like.
No,
she's as bad as me.
I didn't even know you had a lisp.
That's what they all
thought
say.
it was the power bomb.
They all say.
The power bomb. No, but like that entire match, like especially considering like what you said earlier about it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that when you look at the shit Zach was watching.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you've got someone who was there, like Trish Stratus, and she's in a match where they're throwing each other off ladders.
I have
and go mental.
The most insane utmost respect for Trish. Oh, God save her soul. She's going to heaven for the fucking shit she put up with.
As eye candy to being one of the most legendary female wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, she put herself through it, and she really like made us get there. You know.
I don't know if you know the things I was talking about earlier about like cut to Trish and Vince. No, that was happening, and it wasn't just a one-off. It was all the fucking time.
Yeah.
All Vince used Trish was like, okay, let's do a cutaway between matches of you like being groomed by me, and it was just weird. It's like this is clearly just a power play. It's like she's not here to be doing that. She's here because she wants to perform, and you're like, oh, you're really hot. Your character's gonna be a really hot woman who fancies her boss, who's me.
So he was playing her, but the truth is she was playing him all along.
She got what she deserved.
Yes.
I mean in the right way.
Yes, queen.
In the right way. After the bullshit. Long after the bullshit.
Yeah.
Even the payoff for that angle. She didn't get the reward. Fucking his wife got the reward. She kicked him in the balls and Trish was at ringside. Hey.
You have to take the little wins.
The little wins.
Get
really good career.
We have Rhea Ripley now, so we have a lot.
We still have Charlotte Flair.
What's fucking Phoenix? Phoenix something? What's her name?
She loves Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix.
She was one of the standout stars when it wasn't actually great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like the locker room leader. She was the one. She was the light in the dark.
Mm.
She worked hard as fuck.
She's fucking hench.
She's sort of like
hench as shit.
Just post. Like I say post because they were still about, I think, but it's sort of like post peak Trish and Lita, new era, but after we'd just gone through this wave of just like non-stop divas, really, like all that was being pushed in the women's division was divas.
She was in a mid.
then you sort of like, but it took her a while to like actually get to flex what she could do because first it was like, yeah, look, she's on with muscles, and it was like, no, but she can actually wrestle, like she can do shit. And it, like I said, like she was lucky to get to stand out amongst a terrible era of female wrestling.
Yeah. And she dragged those people to good matches, places on the card, things that weren't just being eye candy.
Well, she helped put like one of the greats over, which is Mickie James, isn't it?
I'd say that was more Trish. There was.
I thought
it was a lesbian angle, which isn't a good.
It was a bit of both though, because it was after that. Mickie James had to come back, and the whole thing was she needed to defeat Beth, didn't she? Because Beth was champion.
But Mickie was established by then. She'd been in TNA. Yeah. She had done the lesbian angle. You know,
fancying Trish angle. Yeah, that was a whole thing.
Yeah. Shall we move away from the
bums and the balls?
Well, I was gonna say explosion.
You never move away from bums and balls when it comes to wrestling.
So, if I was to explain a body of water match, what would you expect?
The ocean.
A pool.
Valid.
A pool.
Swimming pool.
The ring.
Very valid.
The ring becomes. They put a paddling pool in the middle of the ring. Hold on. Wait,
That's-
let's
I only do that with
actually
women.
Guess.
And they do with really
Oh,
dodgy
God.
substances.
Okay, hold on.
This was held between two men.
Wait,
Say,
Are we thinking too large scale and it's actually just like a fucking fish
No,
tank?
no. I'm gonna give it to you. You got it right with the sea.
Oh,
Got
it's
around
not,
with
it's
the
not a
ocean.
wrestling match at the beach, was it?
No. This was at a very topical time.
Do they put the ring in the middle of the ocean?
No.
So they
They-
go
and then they
have to
Japan
try to get
after,
back.
like a tsunami.
Have to swim back.
Sorry, I went too far. I was like, did they go to Japan during a tsunami? And
We're alive from Hurricane Katrina.
I have no idea.
Nah, I got nothing.
Do you remember when there was the issue with the Gulf of Mexico and there was the oil leakage?
Yeah, the oil spillage, yeah.
Yeah. So CM Punk beat Chavo Guerrero by throwing him into the Gulf of Mexico.
Jesus Christ. And it was called a body of war match.
It was called a Gulf of Mexico match, but I didn't want to give it away. It was like a week after it.
Wow.
Oh, Vince. Oh, Vince, Vince is a bastard, man.
Vince
He's
is
a bastard
bastard man.
man.
Vince
Bastard
is a
man.
bastard,
Dennis
man.
is bastard man.
Yeah,
Fucking
Vince
hell.
actually is.
He's such a bastard.
My God, this guy.
6 million fish died, so he could.
Not
Oh
really.
no, I
No,
feel
no.
bad now. That was.
That's
I-
a bit. It's a
I
bit.
love giving misinformation.
Oh God.
That's what you don't know a lot about me. But
Gulf of Mexico match. All right.
next one. I don't like talking about that many dead fish. The crybaby match. I think we've discussed this
The
before.
crybaby match.
Crybaby.
Once again, held
It
between
rings a bell.
two men.
Two men.
Are they just like? Have they just got
We've discussed one of the members of it tonight.
Are they in diapers?
Triple H. No.
But the same kind of area.
No.
Not Billy Gunn.
Not Billy Gunn, but still the same area.
X-Pac. Wait, this is the diaper match, isn't it?
It's the diaper match.
It's the diaper match. Yeah, I was talking about it. It's like, yeah, you're talking about the kid
Yep.
at the time.
Versus Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
So the winner of the match puts the other person in a nappy.
Wow, so
Yet
kinky.
I was going to say, yet another
cool.
kink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
weird
wait till we get on to the next one. Fucking hell, we're talking about kinks.
Kind of.
BDSM match.
Wow.
It's
Who
not-
has-
it's not.
The what's it like? Fairy match.
The fairy match.
Fairy match.
What's that?
Fairy.
Oh, the furry match.
Yes. You making fun of my accent? I'm joking.
Damn it. Everything comes back. I earned that. No. The crybaby match is a weird thing because after that, they became
That's
a
the
tag team.
aftermath. So he's wearing the nappy. He's been put on him. He's been talcum powdered and he's got a giant bottle.
Wow. This
It's
is
like a
all.
bit
This is all very,
on the
very
nose.
sexual.
He looks like he's enjoying it. That's the best
Yeah.
part.
He's
I
at,
don't know,
he's
what-
at the peak
Because
of.
especially when the way they act groggy and with all that white on his face, yeah, that's not quite what that's selling, my friend. Not quite what that's selling.
Sex pack. Straight up.
Six pack. One night in Razor.
Oh, no. We're not doing this. Right.
You're gonna go pee again, aren't
Yeah,
you?
of course. I broke the golden seal.
Takes off the fucking headphones.
Golden seal is well and truly gone.
I might start taking beer off you. When you start with 2 crates, I'm like, right, I'm taking 2 off you because
Don't take a beer off me. I'm going to go get another one.
Just let
You
him
were
go.
looking at it.
no.
No.
I said, let's get through this
Oh,
list.
you were saying let's go through it.
yeah, let's
Like,
get,
it's like, oh, so I'm going through this list.
let's get through this list.
Right. So moving on from the crybaby match, we have the Kiss My Ex match.
Oh, because it's not always just ass.
It's
right?
not always ass. Or
Some-
as the Irish said, the Kiss Me Arse match.
The Kiss My Ass match was always a bit of a weird one because it was never just as simple as like, you know, someone being. It's like, no, it was usually in the form of like, you know, someone in the bottom turnbuckle getting stink faced.
Turnbuckle.
That was the first one. It's like,
Oh.
why would you accept that match against Rikishi? That's all he does for a living.
It's literally his main move.
It's like you're trying to out Tory Rishi Sunak. It's what he's there for. So why do it? But do you know who the second one was between?
It was 2 women, wasn't it?
No,
No.
we fucking wish. Like, bear in mind, I said the kiss me arse match.
But
It's an Irish accent. It's a shit one.
yeah, but I
that
can't
was
think
a
of.
convincing Irish. I read
can't
that
think
as
of
Irish.
what.
Thank you.
Fucking-
You know D.
She's Maddie.
You've met D.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking
yeah.
about a wrestler.
Tell her that. Tell her. She's bullied me for it.
Oh.
So what? Finley.
Oh Christ, no.
I can't think of who. Who would it have been?
Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, I didn't think it'd be someone that recent. They still do it that late.
This is like 2015.
That's pretty recent, man. I thought we were past kiss my ass matches by at least 2010.
So what is a kiss my ass match?
What we described. You beat the man down. You put your ass in his face
Yeah.
for a good amount of time. Like,
You have to pin him first, just to respect the rules.
oh yeah, he has to be pinned.
yeah.
I didn't realize that was part of stipulation. I thought
You could rub your ass in that guy's face like 5 times in a match. But unless you pin him 1, 2, 3, you've not won.
all right, fair.
Mm.
Some of them were
Okay.
dumber than that.
All of
So
them
one
were
of
dumb.
them is to win. All the other butt rubs are because you want it.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like that's almost like similar to like the hair versus hair. It's like it was like a match in itself. Like it was just a normal match, but then the loser or the representative of the loser.
Nah. I don't think that's fair. Because a hair versus hair is historical and it's degrading. Whereas a kiss my ass match is just kinky as fuck. So
I reckon these men are really healthy, you know, like, because they're just able to express
They
their
work for
kinks.
Vince McMahon. Like, they've got to have a healthy mindset
he loves sweaty men. Big sweaty men, he loves them.
because
Wow.
you don't survive Vince McMahon if you're not mentally healthy. Honestly, it's a scary situation.
Yeah. And somehow we've gotten through the worst of it. And he's fine. He's got a moustache now. He's thriving.
Don't talk about the moustache, Vince. It's the worst Vince.
It's
It's
funny.
the one that's gotten away with the war crimes that he's been outed for.
Yeah, literally. Right, next match.
Right. I mean, the other option is the kiss my foot match, but there's an entire
Oh, so kinky. Oh my God.
too kinky. But there's an entire breed of that online, and I'm not getting into it. I don't want to get a particular fan base. So the other one is the loser leaves town match.
Oh,
Standard.
no.
The one that never. It's almost like the retirement matches. It's like this is a lie.
Yeah.
So that was a fucking lie.
what
the
I-
Tyler meme.
I made a point of writing on this that this match could be devastating if you do it right. Because if you do it at its most literal kind of meaning, most of the time it's like loser leaves town, you do it as loser leaves SmackDown, so I have to go to the other brand, or loser can't challenge for this belt. What if you literally did loser leaves town, but the loser loses in their hometown?
That'd be interesting.
So like you lose a match in Bournemouth, right?
I can't go back to Bournemouth.
I proper shunned you there. You can't. You are the world champion, or you're gonna fight the world champion. You can't fight him in Bournemouth, so you're fucked. You can't go back and be the hometown hero.
That would be devastating.
That's good in gimmicks.
Sign me up. Zach is shit. Get me instead.
Listen, you haven't outpitched the fucking men and women's War Games Money in the Bank, all right? You know
don't
that's
have to.
sick. And I've got better ones as well. I've got things in the back of my mind already. Just you wait, Stephen. I'm taking over creative. I know I said I didn't want to take over creative, but I want to take over creative. Come on, that's the end goal.
It was always the end goal. We're not here for the love of it. We're here for the money.
I'm sorry, Olivia, but like, have Triple H and Stephanie got a daughter?
She's 7.
Jeez, no way. They've been married since like 2001, haven't they?
Yeah, but he
They've
was
been
on
fucking
steroids.
since 99.
He couldn't get it up between the years of 2000 and 2007.
You just stare at his muscles.
She just became pregnant. Virgin birth.
Massive stabs at the McMahon Helmsleys aside.
Now we're going to get high. It's brilliant.
Excuse IRS. Yeah, what else is on the list, actually?
Next up on the list is... It's actually what you touched on. It was the luchas de
Go on.
apuestas. Apuestas?
Is it a P? Apuestas?
Apuestas?
I wrote this and I can't read it.
Oh, it's probably apuestas.
Apuesta. It's just a gambling match.
Okay.
So you either gamble like your mask or your hair.
Oh wow.
So that's why we spoke about like mask versus mask matches, hair versus hair, and then sometimes it'd be like hair versus mask. I love that.
That's such a cool concept.
Yeah, that's like intense as fuck. Right?
Except for when, someone writes in that you're not only going to have this match, you're going to lose this match, and you have to take off your mask, even though you don't want to at all. And it's,
we're throwing you under the
a
bus.
huge deal for the lucha community. I'm talking about Rey Mysterio and WCW.
Yeah. It was so bad that he came back
They
with his mask.
screwed him so bad. And it was because, it was that or say no to Kevin Nash. And it was like, I can't say no to Kevin, man. I'm sorry, Ray. He's like, bro. And he's like, sorry, Ray.
He was not like, sorry, Ray, because when it happened, he
just
pointed and laughed.
You're just some 20-year-old in a mask versus Kevin Nash, bro.
Bro, your name's Oscar. What are you going to do? You got a dog name.
It's like, my mask is coming off. It's like, but you realize how big it is? I don't give a fuck about Mexican community, bro. I want to get into fixing stipulations, but I feel like you still got a few things on your list.
I got a couple. Should we go into the rancid sexism, just so you can?
Yeah, let's
So that I can have a good old rant.
Please do, please.
Okay.
So, we're going to do it in a different order to what us two did. What I've got here is any strip match. Now, this is the least sexist of the two because men were involved in these occasionally, and there was even a yes queen moment. Well, we'll come to that. But the natural one is the bra and panties match, where you strip your opponent down.
Yeah. You just want me to talk about it?
Wow. She avoided watching one. I didn't even want to watch it
Well,
myself.
that was the one I had to walk out from because I just, they have their entrance, they walk in, and the first thing I said actually was like, oh, they're fully clothed. That's nice,
And I was like,
and then Zach goes, okay, I should probably let you know that this is they're gonna strip each other. And I was what?
No. I was like, I'm just gonna give you the context now. This is a different time. This is not the wrestling that represents women now.
You understand what it's like to be a white man.
I'm just like,
yeah.
It's like I said earlier, Stephen. It's like when you watch an anime. I'm like,
the one that started happening and then I had to walk out was Trish versus someone else. And once again, why I really respect Trish for putting herself through all this. What was that?
They're not Victoria. Who is it?
What year was it?
This would have been 2003 or 4.
Molly Holly?
No, it wasn't Molly.
Because Molly Holly was taking the piss out of her.
She was bold. This was bold Molly. So this is when all Molly was doing was coming out in wigs and then being humiliated.
Christy Hemme?
Nah, it wasn't. She was the women's champion at the time.
Gail Kim?
No, I remember having just a single name.
What, the person Trish was facing?
Yeah.
Can't believe they actually gave the belt to anyone other than Trish.
It was a few people.
Yeah.
People had it. Yeah, that side that was horrendous.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's just, as you guys have been saying, the whole having women there for eye candy, and I was just, I just couldn't stay and watched it because I felt sick. It was really, I obviously know that all this has happened and it's really shit, but and it was a gateway to get us to where we are now, but it's just so difficult to confront it and see it happening and watch it going, oh, it's okay. It was just what it was at the time. I'd rather just not consume it at all because I find it really difficult.
The shameful side of them, we've got to have some sort of sex appeal, and it's like,
And it's just so
it's a
awful
shame that
because
this is what
you like,
sex appeal is in the early 2000s.
and you see like, you know, they're filming the crowd and there are all these like young girls and like women and mothers, and I'm just like, oh God, just all these poor young women watching this, identifying with these women that are stripping each other, whilst all the men are like shouting at the top of their lungs.
Hey, go on.
Literally salivating. I'm just like, oh, this is like, makes my whole body itch. Yeah, so don't love it. Don't love that side of wrestling history.
No one does. I hope that
I think
gives you
everyone's
some
pretty
faith.
ashamed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully Vince is as well, to a certain
No.
degree.
No,
Let's
he's
not go that far. Oh, for
He's-
God's sake. God damn it. Fucking Vince.
He still thinks it's such good shit. But
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. He's old. He's a dying breed.
hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah.
How old is he?
He's like 70 odd, isn't he?
Ugh.
Or nearly 70?
70 coming up on 80.
Yeah, he's old. He's been out for a long time.
Hopefully he
good.
rots soon.
Hopefully someone
He's on that baby blood for sure. He's
It's Lizard Boy.
yeah, he's on that baby blood. Him, Beyonce,
Oh God.
Jay-Z, Trump, and all the other fucking evil cunts in the world. They're definitely on that baby blood formula.
I mean, only two of those people seemed evil to me, and it was the two white people. I'm not even saying the piss.
Yeah, I was gonna say Beyonce.
Yeah, Jay-Z and Beyonce are fucking
I
evil
don't like
people.
those two, but you
They're
know,
evil. Evil!
different thing. We're not getting on that. Let's look at the next one.
So, what are your thoughts on?
So, how about the women are eye candy matches? Not the literal name. The first one we got is the chocolate pudding match.
What is
I
the
don't
chocolate
even want
pudding?
to ask what you think that is.
I don't know what that is.
I'm looking at you now, and I feel
what-
like I don't have the balls to say that.
What would you like it to be? You hear chocolate pudding match. I'm
Is
watching a
it-
chocolate pudding match.
Is it between two women?
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
Okay.
One or two things are happening. They're either eating the chocolate pudding
Which they're obviously not.
or they're fighting in the chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
Now, is the chocolate pudding contained to the
To a-
entire ring,
to
or are
a-
they in a
yeah.
paddling pool?
Well, I'm going to assume it's a paddling pool of chocolate pudding.
You've not been very subtle, Zach.
And what are they wearing?
Bikinis.
What? Why do you look so mad about that? Like, what are they going to wear? Their wrestling gear?
Yeah. Yes. Put them in comfortable wrestling clothes that can withstand chocolate pudding.
But then we can't see skin.
But then it's not sexy for the men. We don't get to see the women's bodies. Give us the women's bodies.
Vince, is that you?
Yeah, chocolate pudding matches, because
There was obviously the follow-up, which was the mud match.
Which is the same, right?
Yeah, it was the same. Like they did the same with the men.
Just
except
put women in different substances.
Yeah.
men did a mud match. Men did mud matches
Okay,
too.
that's nice.
except with the men, they actually got like props and actually got a pigsty and just made it mad. But with women, they just threw them in a mud pit.
Mm.
It doesn't
mad,
really
love.
set a great precedent when, the pigsty match for one person in particular was a punishment. And people it's openly referred to as it was a punishment for this wrestler. So it's like, so what does that say about all the women's matches?
It was such a bad punishment that he became the new owner of wrestling at this point.
Yeah, I'm talking about Triple H.
He had to do that.
Vince got
Well,
mad at him,
that-
so
that
he
was-
put him
that
in
was
a
a-
pigsty match. And then made him WWE champion for 2 years.
Yeah, the reign of terror because of that.
And let marry his daughter. In real life. So, it's not a good look. So I sort of want to quickly transition on to fixing stipulation, because I feel like we've done a good job of pointing out that, most match types, especially in the Attitude Era, they weren't very well thought out. I think Moni was they sound funny and you get a good couple 2 minutes out of it, but and I know I always complained about this when we talk about Money in the Bank, but at least now, interesting stipulations are pretty much designed for spots. You know, it's like they're literally just a haven for mad spots that are going to make the crowd go, holy shit, or just have at least like one or two entertaining moments and then a holy shit moment and then just end it. Whereas back then it was like, it felt not only like unrehearsed, but just no one had a clue how to sell anything in these types of matches. They're like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know, Vince said get in the ring in this outfit, play around with the props and make it last 8 minutes. Like, I don't know, what do you want me to do? So like watching it is just painful as well. Because it's like, this is fucking awful. This isn't wrestling.
No.
And it's just bad. Like, is it like, you know, the degrading women, I'm not saying to aside, but you know, that one issue in itself, but you know, as a wrestling show as well, it's just like, you're not even trying to make a good product. You're just fucking with people. Like, you're fucking with your own talent for some reason. It's like a power move. That's all
it's
this
trying
is.
to make like a skin deep product. For the dickheads who just want to see tits, the people who want to see someone get thrown off a ladder, that kind of thing. You don't want to see any depth, like people doing actual cool shit. You want to see this bollocks.
And maybe it came from just like a misguided thought that like, oh, people don't want to see like straight clean wrestling anymore. And actually, like, people do want to see a good mix, but like, I'd rather see just straight clean wrestling over dumb gimmick wrestling. You know, at the end of the day, like, I take it back, like, you know, a night of like, you know, if every match was a ladder match, I'm not going to complain. Well, actually, no, I probably would because going back to what I had said before, like,
stale.
yeah, how many different spots can you have? Like, how many different endings can you have to a ladder match? Like. And I think that's why they're, you know, I said they start us of tables matches, but it's like, yeah, how many endings can you have? Which is why I want to, I don't know, have you got anything else on the list that you particularly want to get out?
I've got a few things, but I've got the Stadium Stampede, which is, AEW fans are going to hate me for saying this, because it is a good match. It doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's in your match.
It was a great time. Who gives a fuck? I had a good time a couple of nights ago. We're not going to talk about it on the podcast. You got a couple of cinematic matches.
Are you saying it because it has no like decent follow up or repercussions? There's no like good reward, or is it just like the match itself? Like,
it was a symptom of like COVID, which goes.
Like they made an event to draw fans in and be like, look, we're trying.
They did it as a game mode in the wrestling game.
It's almost like if Money in the Bank didn't lead to like the Money in the Bank contract. It was like you get one title match in 2 weeks.
That's lame as fuck.
And that's all it was. Like, it'd be like, would Money in the Bank be worth it if that's all it was? Would you want to see this every year if that's all it was? If the Royal Rumble didn't lead to someone definitely going to WrestleMania, and again, it was just like, you're going to get a match. That's all you got.
That's part of AEW's problem. They try and have follow-ups straight away. When you need to have intrigue, you need to have a slow burn. It doesn't work because there's no mystery. So I was going to say, like, it's very similar to cinematic matches. But at least with those, they were one-offs. And
I've only watched one. I've only watched the AJ Undertaker.
Sorry.
God damn. I thought there was an alarm going off. You saw AJ Undertaker?
Yeah, I've seen AJ. Well, would you count
the came out to fake Metallica?
Would you count the 2020 Money in the Bank as a cinematic match?
Not all cinema is good. So yes.
Like,
did you see either of those?
No, I've no idea what you've been talking about for a solid
jealous.
couple minutes.
The 2020 Money in the Bank was the one where it was during lockdown. They're running through the building, and it's the men and women happening. I swear you saw me watching it.
One of them throws Rey Mysterio off the fucking top of a building.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I think I would have remembered that.
Yeah, it's not great. Asuka wins, and
which is great. We love Asuka.
Who wins?
Yeah.
Who wins for the men?
Otis.
Oh yeah.
And then he lost it.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we don't want Otis to have this. So we're just gonna have the Miz win it or some shit.
Yeah, it was the Miz.
Yeah. See, I do my homework. So yeah, you've got that. The cinematic matches, which are, they're hit or miss, I think.
Mainly miss.
Mainly miss.
You haven't even seen the Bray Wyatt Braun Strowman match. We don't talk about that. That was embarrassing.
What about I seen there was one at Bray Wyatt and
John Cena?
John Cena.
That was good.
That's good. He's a weird one because I hear mostly bad things about it. He's still one on the list. Like, I really avoided a lot of Bray Wyatt, and I will get into him.
We will have it. Did you just do that? Stop it.
That's what he does.
We know.
Listen, I've been getting into
Hustle,
it recently.
loyalty, respect, yeah, bro.
Yeah. That's shit. I mean, when I went to Money in the Bank, when I went to
And
the
you
bar.
missed John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told her about your terrible man. You fumbled the bag, bro.
Wow.
As someone who grew up in like the IWC hating Cena years, I love him so much.
I think that's another thing that's really amazing about wrestling is that, so like all these characters, you know, they're having like lifelong careers, lifelong stories. So they go through like every single phase of like being a good guy, being a bad guy, being like the enemy, the love interest, the whatever. Like you have so many sides to a
Being
character.
pushed and loved, being pushed and hated.
Yeah.
Not being pushed and loved.
Every week of their life is there just
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
Unless they're injured, they're going to be in front of our face.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Are we done with your list?
What's next?
Well, I have the barbed wire death match next. And that's the last one.
Is that when it's just barbed wire and it's like apparently electric?
That's the one where the ring explodes.
Yeah, that was.
Ooh.
So that
It's
was
not good.
That was it was one that people thought was going to look awesome. And if I believe correctly, so there's barbed wire like everywhere. There's also like extra like barbed wire on table setups as well. It's basically like a hardcore match,
Oh my God.
but mainly a lot of barbed wire. But also, is it the barbed wire on the that's all over the ropes is also electric?
Yeah.
Yes. So it gives
That
you electric
is
shock.
crazy.
I don't know if it's like, you know,
Is it?
because they don't
maybe
touch
not
it. They pretty much don't
actually-
touch it the entire match, right? They avoid it. So it's pretty much
You have
like,
a spot.
it forces a situation where they are contained in the ring only. But there's also a time limit. And when the time goes down, the ring explodes.
My gosh.
Yeah. Now, this has only happened once.
No. It's happened once in like modern times. Back in the day, it was good.
So what do you mean the ring explodes?
Let's show Olivia. Let's show Olivia
Oh my god!
Okay.
So I've
the
seen this
modern
clip.
equivalent
God.
of the.
Now, who was this? Was what like?
I mean, it's
Thingy-
always Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, Moxley, John
Moxley.
Moxley. The
Ke-
guy from the Shield. That you're like, who's that guy? Who's that guy? And I was like,
The guy from what?
he's the one who's not in WWE anymore.
Which one?
You'll see exactly.
the boring one in the Shield.
We've only
What's
just
the
started
Shield?
watching him. The
The three.
Seth Rollins, Roman, and the
Yeah,
blonde guy.
Okay. Yeah. I do like he looks a bit familiar, but I don't.
What was it called?
Obviously, haven't seen him enough.
What was this on TNA?
No, it was
AEW.
AEW.
I really like-
This was like 2 years ago, which makes it so much worse. I think it's the barbed wire exploding bastard match or whatever.
Exploding bastard.
Me on the toilet.
This is during lockdown, right?
That's most bad things.
7, 6, 5.
Oh no, the ring's gonna
4,
blow up!
3.
Oh no!
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
Oh, he's gonna say.
Oh, that's adorable.
And he's like, "Oh, am I just gonna play dead? Pretend that explosion."
Do you reckon they thought it was gonna be a bigger explosion? Yeah.
Exactly what they thought was supposed to happen.
No, you don't need medical attention.
That man is fine. That's cute. I mean, Kane gets a bigger explosion for God's sake.
That's literally all they needed. It's like, can we not just get Kane level pyro? Like, we can sell that. Nah, just be a few little smoke
Make it a
smoke bombs.
little,
Little sparks. Poof, poof, poof.
Sprinkle of bullshit.
My God. Yeah. barbed wire deathmatch.
Cute, super adorable. Love it.
What
It
I
was
love,
good in Japan.
I've seen the comparison. So they put it in the game for AEW, and they've actually put 2 variants. So there's they call it the real explosion, where in the game it gets to the time and it actually explodes, and your 2 characters will collapse, or exactly that happens and they still react the same way. They still go fall down. These little puffs of smoke. I'm like, yes, love that. Nods to how bad it actually was.
You have to be self-aware.
Can we
Otherwise,
do an honourable mention, honourable shout out to Inferno match,
do we have to?
casket matches? Anything,
Do we have to?
other dumb things that Undertaker's done that we seem to skim over, because I feel like you're trying to avoid us ripping on Mark now.
No.
Who's Mark?
The Undertaker.
Mark Calloway.
He makes me laugh.
Yeah, go on.
He really
Go
makes
Stop
me
it.
laugh.
No, we'll do this on another time when we get Livia on. We're not gonna have all the times that Livia just laughs her ass off. When I'm like, don't fucking laugh!
I was waiting to riff on the Undertaker now.
This is serious!
Oh my god.
Stop.
He's serious. Look at how cold and serious he is.
Serious.
Look at him. He's
He's
so
got
cool.
a top hat.
Look at him. Look at his face. Oh my god, it's just so funny.
Shut up! It's scary. It's scary
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
So-
it's scary.
Yeah, the thing we were watching the interviews of Kane, because I'm always, anytime it's got Kane or Kane's on an episode, like that's when I just skip to. I'm like, oh, but Kane's in this one, so I'm gonna jump to Kane.
Me with Rhea.
And
Rhea's playing.
yeah, we're watching Glenn and Stone Cold talking about the Inferno match and talking
Just
about
call him Glenn.
yes, because when he's not
You
wearing a
know, good old
mask,
Glenn.
that man's name is Glenn.
He's ruining lives
When
for
he's in a
fucking millions.
fucking suit, that man's name is Glenn. I don't give a fuck. There ain't no Kane when he's in a suit.
I didn't
I
even
know
recognize him at first. I
Corporate
was like,
Kane is a
who's
thing,
this?
but no. Corporate, that should have been Glenn. That should have been, oh, here comes Glenn.
The big red machine, Glenn.
Here comes big red Glenn. But no, when he's not in the okay, no, fair enough, because he was maskless. But when he's not in the attire, if he's in a suit, he's Glenn. Okay, that's the point. Back to him talking about how he sort of botched the first Inferno match with Taker. Basically, obviously they're using that weird liquid that's flammable, and he had it on himself at a certain point, but he was told
Oh yeah.
you can't move in certain ways with this stuff because otherwise you are going to burn yourself and you're going to set someone else on fire as well. So I can't remember it specifically, but he was supposed to hold his arm in a particular way and then quickly get out and run off because he's on fire, he's lost the match.
At that right angle kind of thing.
Yeah, because if he did it the wrong way, it was going to the flames would have gone up and set his whole fucking shit on fire. And I think
Why would they
Taker
make
also
him
had
do
someone as
that?
well. And if he went too close to Taker, he would have set Taker on fire also.
Why would Taker have that? He's not going to get set on fire.
So it was the whole thing. This is why they didn't do many of these. There's not many good spots in this that we could do safely and convincingly. So that's why Inferno matches suck. They look cool. It was yeah, he's the fire guy, the dead man. They've got at least have a fire match of some kind. But I also remember Inferno matches in the games sucked ass.
Yeah, because you have to get the pyro to the right height.
And then
throw him into it. You could lose that whole match and then press circle. So you win.
It's so dumb. So getting into what I wanted to do, which was just offer a couple ways stipulations could be more interesting. Or what I'm thinking is more splicing together, because I don't see why they don't do this. They stopped at tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh, well, I won't just put these 3 match types together. Which always bothered me. One thing about TLC, well, not bothered me, but being put through a table didn't mean shit. So I felt like it was pointless. It was the same as an Extreme Rules match, which already existed.
If you
Or
involve a
hardcore
penalty
match.
box in this.
No. But, leading off from that, my point being the tables thing, why, and please correct me if I'm wrong, if it never existed, why has no one thought to make tables match just a little bit more interesting, you make them 2 out of 3 falls?
What?
So 2 out of 3 falls is where you have to lose, be pinned twice or be lost in 2 ways. So for example, there's a classic trope where someone gets DQ'd and they lose one of the 2 or 3 falls to the other person because they did something they weren't supposed to, or you stay outside the ring for too long and you lose a fall because you've been out for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Why not have you've got to be put through a table twice
Do you lose a match if you get put through a table?
in a tables match?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, why don't you combine the 2 out of 3 falls? Because the 2 out of 3 falls is normally just like a clean match. It's normal stipulation, but the person's got to be pinned twice.
A loss is a fall.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Conversely, a fall is a loss.
So like I said, at its most basic, you've got to pin the person twice, really. But I was like, you've got to put them through a table twice. But what that leads to is multiple spots. You can have that. What that basically means is there's going to be a maximum 3, but a minimum of 2 table spots in the match. 2 out of 3 falls.
And then you do that as an elimination.
Yeah, even like even like a triple threat, 2 out of 3 falls. Like, why are we not trying to combine stipulations in more interesting ways? I feel like all they do is just like, let's just add a person. 3-way. Like, fatal 4-way. 6-man tag. I'm like, fuck that. 6-man tag table, that seems messy to me because there's still only one person who's put through a table unless it's elimination.
It's just too many people for what the real core of it is. It's some cunt going through a table.
Also, bring back First Blood. I know obviously the PG era killed that, but First Blood with again with TLC, why not?
This takes me back to the old Why Are We Fighting days. It was like 4 weeks ago, so that's not really that deep.
I feel like the whole concept is still why are we fighting really, but that's when we look into storylines.
But that's when we're like,
we be friends?
why can't we be friends?
I have a lot to learn when it comes to all these terms because I'm barely understanding.
Oh, you should join us on we go through all the wrestling terms and their origins. We've only done one.
Should we do an episode on that?
Yeah, we have to. We're gonna have to because the kayfabe one was interesting, and I still would love to know why we use the terms we use because, like, at the end of the day, like,
I would like to know how the crowd has come to have all the chants it has. I think that would be an interesting.
Because we're virgins.
Yeah.
although I think a lot of this
Or
story comes
kinky virgins.
being encouraged by me explaining the whole what chant. What? Like, it just comes up in one episode random in 2012. I was like,
What?
okay, just to give you a bit of context. This is what Stone Cold used to do when he was bored of someone talking to him. And then the crowd adopted it and then have held on to it for nearly 30 years.
And they ruined
Yeah.
wrestling for the next 30 years.
We're like, that's really funny. We're going to do that. What? We're going to do what? Shit.
What?
I was beating my wife. What? I'm in a really low place at the moment,
What?
guys. What?
I had some other combo stipulations. One of them has just completely escaped me and it's really bothered me. Oh, what was the one that they have also? I feel like they haven't done in ages. Was it the 3 stages of hell?
Yeah, it's not done that in a while.
That was
That
dope.
sounds fun.
I miss 3 stages. That's actually just
What does 3 stages for hell sound like to you?
Well, because I have a very
He does that to me all the time.
You're terrible. I have to limit your ass all the time.
He
You got
strokes my chin. It's cute.
you got to find the position where you're cutting through. Like, imagine this is a beam. You got to cross that beam.
three stages of hell. I don't know. I see it as
Sorry, very quickly, I can't hear you.
I can't hear myself either, but
You are
I
coming
can
up, I
see
can
that
see
I'm
it.
coming up. Yeah, so I've just chosen to act like it's not happening. Yeah, no, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's
That was
like.
the longest I don't know ever.
Well, I mean,
It was so
obviously, I don't
intense.
know. I was gonna say, I imagine it very like in like a very animation way. Like, I don't know, they have to fight demons or something.
Oh no,
But
it's
that's
nothing that
just-
great. It's in like it's essentially 2 people
Different-
have 3 matches in a row.
Yeah.
As in it's like the best 2 out of
Oh,
3.
yeah,
sort
that's
of
Two
that
matches.
every,
makes
but they're all
sense.
different
How
types of matches.
disappointing.
Yeah, so like the first
But
one would be like
yes.
a cage match and then a tables match and then if
Okay.
necessary a Hell in a Cell.
Oh dear, that must
That's
be
why I used to do
exhausting.
WWE games anyway. I'm like 3 stages of hell that always ends in Hell in a Cell.
Always.
They must be so tired by the end of that.
Yeah, I think that's probably why they stopped doing it because that's not just because like you got to think of it from like the meta perspective. Like they've got to have at least a decent spot in each one, and that's tiring as hell.
Yeah.
But why not have someone? Oh wow! If I just thought of an amazing end to the story.
I don't know until you tell us.
3 Days of Hell.
Are you talking about Bloodline story?
Well, no, I just thought WrestleMania is now 2 days. So why not have 3 Stages of Hell across the WrestleMania 2 days? Because that builds up. Because imagine, like, you do the first match.
Well, isn't
like,
the whole point
second,
to have it?
You do the first stage
in a row.
First night, second match.
You could do the first one
Second
on free TV on SmackDown.
So spread it across the 3 days.
Yeah.
And
the main event of Saturday, main event of Sunday.
I don't know about main eventing both. I think you'd
has to be main event of Sunday.
Maybe make it so like
open Saturday,
so that they're tied. Whoever it is tied after Saturday, and then the main event it's tied. How does this end?
See, the problem with this idea is
that we're not being paid for it. And it could be used if we put
Why
this
is
out.
that camera not on? I want to stare at it. But also, it makes it feel like this is a great idea for main event Jey Uso because he has to lose. Has to be Roman who wins this. Cody's going to beat him for the belt. That's the way it should be. But I can see.
See, this is Cody marks. This is the Cody mark in you talking because I don't give a shit. I don't think it has to be Cody at all.
I think it should be Cody.
He deserves it, but I don't think it has to be him.
My father said,
when I was younger. That ruined it. Fucking hell.
Yeah, like, I don't think it matters really. But what's funny is I feel like I derailed myself, but then we're now talking about a stipulation that we didn't mention. So the tangents work, man. You got to believe in the tangents. I know I'm the one who's like, we just cut down on tangents. But I realised we're
I'm just there like, yeah, tangents.
it's just a lot of work for you.
I'm just looking at like where we're at on this. Like, how often you're on Ableton using? How often do you see Ableton on 4,482?
My gosh, I have never.
That's hours of recording.
Wow.
Okay, like I feel like I have run out of my combo. I did peak when I suggested Money in the Bank War Games, men and women at the same time. But tables 2 out of 3 falls. And I think a few others could work 2 out of 3 falls as well.
Well, TNA they were cheeky in the sense that they had a 2 ladder match, like a twin ladder match. So there was 2 belts to grab.
Okay.
But I think yours is way better than that.
Well, my massive pitch, which was like my story idea of they do the first Money in the Bank War Games, men and women, have a cool spot. Have the second one, have either Rhea or someone Rhea-like, someone who could maybe even take the Rhea crown. But let's be honest, I think only Rhea's pulling this off, and
China's corpse,
and have her take both briefcases, and then have a whole story where for the next year.
Yes.
Rhea Ripley has both Money in the Bank's briefcases and can cash it in on any of the titles in the W. And it's like, come on. That'd be next stage Women's Revolution.
Yeah.
I would. And everyone would believe it.
It'd be dope as fuck.
Well, everyone who matters would believe you can win.
Because you could have this endless spot. You know what we're having now and people run out. And you just got like, for the next like few months, any title match of any kind, Rhea Ripley could just rock out, and she's going to get a massive pop every fucking time. United States Championship match, Rhea just walks out. She's got both briefcases in hand. And everyone's like, oh! and she just, similar to what Damien's doing now, like just coming out with it, like, and just for every title match for the next few months, Rhea just makes an appearance. Just reminds everyone, like, any of these titles can be mine at any moment. Just know that I own the W. You know how she's like, we run Raw right now. It's like, I run WWE now. Like, I am not, it's not even, I'm not Mrs., I'm not Mr., I am the Money in the Bank.
I'm Rhea Ripley. Money in the Bank is not a thing. I am in line to win this belt because of who I am. I'm going to win that.
I am the WWE. Make her the face. There we go. Make her officially the face.
Yeah. I mean, she's already pretty much.
Yeah, but I feel like they've always flirted with like saying that a woman is the face, but like it's always like they're the top woman, they're the top female, one of the top performers is like, but when is
The
a
Ball
woman
Nakano
actually
match we were
going
looking
to be the face? Like, because she's close.
TNA did it. TNA had a woman win the men's title.
I love that.
It's great, and it is very.
For the record, a woman has won a men's title.
What?
China won the Intercontinental Championship.
But
which is why I want her
half-assed
to
it.
fucking...
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, with this Money in the Bank thing, it's like, let's not complicate things and have Rhea win the men's championship. I was like, have her win the Intercontinental. It literally solidifies her as the next China, because that's what she's always been a mirror of anyway. Have her do it, but like you said, have her do it properly. Have her actually have a run with the Intercontinental title.
Don't do the bollocks they did back then. Do it properly, and then build, because she absolutely can and deserves to win the men's title. And then as you go on from there, you can kind of make it a little bit less binary. You can flirt with the idea of having women play much more in the men's division.
I feel like we're getting there. Like, one of the reasons why I got pulled in is because I saw clips of Rhea wrestling men. I'm not completely sure if it is Beth Phoenix, but characters like Dominic,
you see
Mysterio fighting Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, Beth Phoenix
and stuff like that.
powerbombs
Like,
Dom and Rhea powerbombs Edge.
And then they love.
And there's also like Rhea fucking lifts Rey Mysterio. Like, she lifts him.
That's not even like that's not even close to the most awesome feat she's had of her lifting a man.
Oh, for sure. But it's just like
Ray's easy. Ray's light work. I reckon I can lift Rey Mysterio.
Oh, shut up. You could not. Barely
He's
lift
like
me, bro.
4'6".
Yes, you realize you are taller than Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, but he's also like a little muscle man, you know? He
I
probably
reckon I
weighs
can still lift
double.
him.
He
I'm not
probably
saying
weighs double
I'm not saying
I
I
do.
could, like, you know, German suplex the man like Brock Lesnar, but I reckon I could pick up Rey Mysterio.
You pick him up like a baby.
Like a little cuddle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a child. I work out.
I'm a big man with strong muscles.
So, yeah, that aside, you know, going back onto something that I've probably gone about like 3 times now. I just want to see. I just want to see Rio get Money in the Bank, 2 titles. I want to see someone take both briefcases, and I want to see both matches happen at the same time again to justify why you even thought it was a good idea in the first place. If it was going to be like, okay, let's try run this in a cinematic way, but like maybe in the future we could actually do this for real. I don't know. That's what I took from it, and I feel like, do it. At least try it. If it doesn't work and it really is too messy, fine. But also, I'm just saying, you could probably take the total time of both matches, cut one in half, and then put them together, and you've got like, what, 45 minutes, and you still get 2 Money in the Bank matches basically in 40 minutes.
Like, it feels too indicative of the era we're in right now, where everyone just wants to stream shit and get everything at once. So like, you're looking at your phone and watching TV at the same time. I want to let the men and the women's matches breathe.
But it's only because wrestling matches do have that like sort of stale middle time where it's like, yeah, you know, you sort of know, like you know that this part of the match isn't too important. This is just the filler, and now and then there gets that turning point. It's okay, I need to pay attention now because one of the next 4 spots is going to be the last spots. Like, what? Yeah, coming up is going to be the final spot, and someone's getting pinned, or someone's going to come in and end the match. Something along that time is like. Whereas if there's 2 matches happening at the same time, which is why War Games sort of work, because there's 2 rings, you have to pay attention. You have to watch, and because of that, they have to. The performances going on has to support that. Now, I would say the last War Games showed you why it might not work because of that pressure. But if you've got 2 actual matches rather than 6 people trying to fight in 2 rings, I think it works.
Is that not overwhelming for the senses?
I say try it first. I say just try it.
You little bastard.
I'd say just honestly, like, obviously you can't have the fucking Hell in the Cell element. It literally just has to be the 2 rings and then 2 belts. But like, I think
we have that 2 matches element anyway, because you just pop between 2 spots. It just takes away from each match, if you ask me.
I don't know. I still say try it. I say five man on each. So it's only a 10-person match rather than, because what Money in the Bank is like 6 to 7 people.
So
sometimes 8.
say 5 men, 5 women, and then just have the matches.
Because let's be honest, them trying to fill out the pool as well for Money in the Bank is also sort of. I think it's getting too obvious. When you put too many big names, it's clear which one's going to get the push. You put too many mid-carders and one person who's clearly on their way up, it looks too obvious. Like, we all knew that only one of 2 from each match was going to win the match. We knew it was going to be LA Knight or Damien. We knew it.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to be
as
Io
an
or
outsider.
Becky.
As an outsider, Logan. But we would rather top ourselves and see Logan succeed.
Logan Paul was never going to win Money in the Bank. It doesn't work. Look at the mayor. Look at the way he
but
operates.
can you see him carrying that belt to press conferences around the world for Prime?
I feel like the idea of it just to annoy people, but realistically, that was never going to happen.
It's WWE. They would love to annoy people.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah, but it's like the brand product thing. It's like, yeah, I get it, but you're not going to do that because you'd actually need him to be around so you can actually unless they fully had already mapped out the whole plan for it. But we know they don't like to do that anymore because injuries and dumb bullshit.
Yeah.
Just fucks we can't have a part-timer hold the Money in the Bank. That's ridiculous.
Long time storytelling. That's long gone.
Yeah.
Now, we've had a nice long conversation. It's been diverse. We've introduced a new member to the podcast.
Yes.
She's killed it. It's been a good time.
It's time to go home soon.
This is where we go, Mr. Rogers. So long, farewell. But there's one thing to do before we go home. Zach, what's Vince's old saying?
It's that it's such good shit.
It's such good shit. Now, because we've got a new member to the team, the score we've got going on, which is 2-2, I'm not saying it's reset, but it's a little bit more interesting. But just to explain to Olivia, what we do is because Vince is full of shit and he's scary, he's a psychopath, he comes up with weird storylines. But what we have to do is decide, has Steven come up with this storyline or has Vince come up with this storyline? So, having said that,
the score is 2-2. So he's come up with 4 so far. So 4 different episodes. He's pitched 2 different ideas. One is real, one is not. As in, neither one of them, even the real idea, it didn't actually make it to screen, but it was an idea that's been confirmed that Vince had once upon a time.
He pitched it, and they said no.
Okay. Okay.
So now, and it's either going to pitch it to us, and we have to try and decide or vote for which one we think is the real one.
Okay.
That Vince McMahon actually came up with once upon a time.
All right.
So sit back and enjoy because it's scary how worrying these ideas are.
Yeah, he's a very worrying man.
Oh, you wait till you hear the old ones.
Says a lot about me, doesn't it?
No, you're a very creative man, and you clearly understand.
Yeah,
the warped
and
mind
you're
of Vince
self-aware.
McMahon.
That's why it's worrying. Now,
all right, hit us.
So, as per usual, we have 2 options. First one I've got here is Kalisto. We spoke about Kalisto, haven't we? Mrs. Gay Hairdresser.
What? Kalisto, Mrs. Gay Hairdresser.
Mrs.
Oh.
Like the Miz.
I was like, Kalisto as a Mrs. Gay. I was like, what did you just say? The Mrs.
He's gone trans.
I was about to say, I was like, oh, God, Vince. So Kalisto as the Mrs. Gay Hairdresser.
He was going to remain on 205 Live.
I'll just show you Kalisto real quick.
Kalisto, he was a luchador.
Yeah, I think I actually showed you Kalisto yesterday. I did show you Kalisto yesterday.
The one with the crazy mask.
Not the craziest, but they were good.
I actually got really into the idea of making luchador masks now because they're crazy.
Please.
Oh, yeah. And then we could all wear one whilst we're doing the podcast.
It'd be so sick if you picked an identity for all 3 of us.
That would be so cool.
And then we go.
Maybe I'll do that. I'll just make us some masks.
So Kalisto, and what was this like? Would these be like stupid like Miz talk spots where like Miz would be in the ring, or would be like?
Well, no, they would have presented it like respectfully.
But
So it's
like
the
it's
Miz
permanent, just like
and
ongoing
Kalisto.
hairdresser.
Yes,
What?
you can't have.
So he's a hairdresser.
a gay hairdresser.
Okay.
That's the most
I
important.
mean, it
part.
doesn't seem that crazy. There was, Kane used to be a dentist, whatever.
Look at you flexing some knowledge.
You are wise as fuck. Good God.
I have been paying attention. I mean, I do enjoy it. It's a world I enjoy.
Welcome
You
to
got to bear in
Sparks.
mind the gimmick. That wasn't Kane. Kane.
Yeah,
I'm just like comparing it to
Glenn's
the
gimmick.
mad ideas that have
That
come
was the
out
mayor
of
of Knox
Vince.
County's gimmick.
You leave him alone.
No! No, he deserves it! He's done it to himself!
Wow.
Okay, and then the second option is
The second option is Jeff Jarrett. I've not even said the gimmick yet!
who's that? Who's Jeff?
Jeff Jarrett he has a storied career.
Yeah, man. Jeff Jarrett, like, I'd actually go as far as say is like Jeff Jarrett is one of like he's like borderline classic great because like he crossed the 90s and 2000s and maybe even
Yeah, well, because of TNA, he jumped into the 2000s, 2010s.
yeah he's like
He fucked Kurt Angle's wife, so you
if
know.
anything I feel like he almost like to me Jeff Jarrett is like I don't know if this sounds crazy but it's like he's almost like our generation's Ric Flair.
Stop it! Stop it!
But like,
No, I'm not having it!
Not in
I'm
terms
not
of
having
not in
it.
terms of a storied career. In terms of like the guy that I'm surprised he's still going. I'm like because I thought Jeff Jarrett was old when I was a kid. I was like, oh, okay, like having a beer is like this could be a one-off. To hear that he's still going, like, okay, not still going now, is he? He stopped like 10 years
Who,
ago.
Jeff Jarrett? He's still going. He's in AEW.
Doesn't he wrestle still?
Yes!
I thought he was like just like a commentator or like a wrestling personality or a manager. He still wrestles.
He still wrestles. I'm still so angry at you for saying that. So angry.
It's been 40 years. The
I
man's
know!
wrestling. That's what I mean. That's like Ric Flair numbers. Like the man, like Ric Flair should have only been wrestling for 5 years actually when he joined WWE, let alone for the next decade. The man looked ancient when in the 90s.
He wrestled for 6 years. And then he went to TNA. Jeff Jarrett was all TNA. We're not doing this Jeff Jarrett Ric Flair comparison.
No, okay.
We're not doing
I
it.
feel like I've struck a chord
Struck a
here,
nerve, yeah.
and clearly, some people will still obsess over Ric Flair being the
No,
guy.
I take pride in not being easy to rattle. That's rattled me. You fucked me up. here.
I'm glad I found something that you care about, and that's clearly the Ric Flair legacy.
It's not Ric Flair. It's comparing Jeff Jarrett to Ric Flair.
Is it because he hasn't been like a 17 million time world heavyweight champion? Don't get me onto stat padding, which I only really attribute to his daughter, but
No. She pads everything.
okay, so wait, what's the Jeff Jarrett gimmick? Sorry.
Oh, it's Juggalo at heart.
Juggalo at heart.
Well, he was feuding with the Juggalos. The Insane Clown Posse were...
So this is WCW.
They were actual wrestlers.
Okay.
You know the ICP, right?
You should know the ICP. The Insane Clown Posse, Juggalos.
I've been
I mean, it
grinding
sounds
this
very
on the mic
familiar.
for the last half an hour.
Sorry, not as bad as me, though, who every week, without fail, I hit that. ICP, the Insane Clown Posse.
Violent J. The weirdos who wear the face paint and like rap music.
That scene.
Yeah, I know. So it's
Jeff
like
Jarrett
a-
was feuding with them. But
Okay.
over time, he would come to become one of them. Because
But wait, like I said, wasn't that in WCW?
no, this is in WWF. Because he was. Have you not
Why
heard
have
the
I
Jeff
got-
Jarrett song?
Why have I got like an image of that in WCW only?
Well, no, he was an actual star in WCW. In WWF, he was like a country singer.
He was still a wrestler.
Yeah,
I
but a
watched
country
In Your
singer.
House too.
Yes, but his gimmick was that he would walk out like that as a country singer.
Yeah, I know. Like whenever you say Jeff Jarrett, I only imagine him with a guitar in hand.
Yeah, singing that one song.
Like, it's all I see. When you say Jeff Jarrett, like, gimmick, I think, yeah, the guy with the guitar. That's all he ever was.
Hey, smack you over the head.
Yeah, literally. Like,
Hey, you get really sexist for some weird reason.
right, so Jeff Jarrett, like, what's weird, you've, like, thrown me, because I, like, what year was this?
It was I was going to say 97. I was going to say 98,
Yeah.
99.
Okay. I think in my head, I assumed he was in WCW by this point. Was he one of the later WCW joiners?
No, he was, but he bounced between the two of them.
Yeah, because I was like, he was in WCW in, like, at its, like,
At
sad
its
end.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, so he was in WWE in 98 and still joined WCW in, like, what, 2000?
Yeah, but he was in WCW before that
Yeah.
as well.
That's so confusing.
He bounced
This
between
probably
the
means
two.
nothing to you. Like, this is just like...
Yeah, I've zoned
Just
out
boom.
a bit.
We're
'cause
just
I'm
trying
like,
to,
what?
we're trying to figure
Boo.
out the canon and the history. Like, it's the whole thing. Okay, so which one do I believe was the
Can
real...
you go through them again? Just read them again.
So, we're going to do two of them. So, Kalisto, Luchador, one of the stars of 205 Live, which was like the Luchador TV show. They were going to reveal him as Mrs. Gay Hairdresser.
Wait, when you say reveal, like, unmask him?
No.
Or just, like,
no,
have him
he was
come
going
out?
to stay masked.
Okay, and
He
then...
was going to stay masked. He was just going to be very gay and very good at cutting hair. Same thing, really, you know?
So... What year?
I want to say like 2014, 2015.
Okay.
It's the last time I could think of Kalisto.
Was this after a string of, like, not finding anything good to do with Kalisto?
No, I just think it was one of those where they didn't.
As in, like, it was like, how else could we really push this guy? Let's have him be a gay hairdresser and then show that he can wrestle.
When I hear gay hairdresser, I don't think of the word push. I don't think any
It's
of
not a
those
push.
people in Vince's circle.
It's a Rico situation, isn't it?
Yeah. Except with at least with Kalisto, he deserves pushing.
That's what I mean.
When I look at Rico, I think ACAB. But
Rico deserves his flowers, man.
And the second one was
second one was Jeff Jarrett, Juggalo at Heart.
The
He
immortal
was.
Jeff Jarrett.
The Immortal, yes. So he was feuding with the Juggalos. We saw the ICP early 97 going into 98. And then so
I just
he
need,
learned to love it.
I'm just trying to, like, understand it because, like, what at this point, I'm assuming
But
he was
what's that?
face
What's
and they were
his-
heels in that sense, and then what? He would turn heel and
Oh,
become
he
a
was the
juggler.
heel. He was the heel.
He was so
He was the heel. The ICP with the
the
face.
ICP.
Yes.
The crazy weird white boys that make horrible music and
Yes.
paint their faces psycho clowns were the faces.
A, Vince. B, they were the outsiders. So they're always going to get the fucking sort of like outsider celebrity push.
so was this supposed to be his match character?
What, Jeff?
Yeah. The like
Well, Jeff Jarrett is a weird one in the sense that he was kind of like a country singer. So there's like, if you look at YouTube, he has songs, he has all that shit.
He's come out to his own song, this whole thing.
Yeah, and he used to do like a little strut because he's from the country. All that bollocks.
I reckon the first one's true.
What the
What, gay hairdresser,
Khalees,
Khalees?
gay hairdresser. Yeah, I reckon that one is the one.
I'm very torn. I think you've thrown me like over like 20 years apart almost. I'm like, because they both could work in both eras.
But that's the problem.
I'm gonna have to go with Jeff Jarrett as a juggalo.
Ooh.
Juggalo Jeff Jarrett, because Juggalo Jeff Jarrett.
I go for gay hairdresser.
It works. Now, I think it's natural that we announce the scoreline because if I win, I'm going to go up to 3.
Okay.
If you win, you're going to go up to 1. If he wins, you're
What's-
going to 2.
How would you win if you came up with the?
Well,
Oh.
no, he wins. It's more against.
Mainly just say fuck you, Zach.
Yeah.
But it will have to change.
Okay.
However, I am still on 2. And so is Zach. Because the winner today is Olivia.
Yes.
you know what? I'll tell you the reason I didn't
Got my
choose
first
that.
point.
I just felt like it was a bit too late. You know, after everything we were talking about, and I was like, are we really going to do a gay hairdresser gimmick in 2014?
Well, you know the worst part? I realised later that it was in like 2017.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's even worse.
That's
Yeah, that
recent.
sounds very Vince.
Oh my god. No. You know what? A part of me did think Juggler Jeff Jarrett seemed too far, but I was like, that seems more believable than trying to make a masked Lucha a gay hairdresser.
It was the music link. That's what I was proud of.
God damn it. Well, you know what? It's been a long session. It's 11 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go home.
We got work in the morning.
Ugh.
We live in the UK, so
I'm
we're sad
coming-
anyway.
I'm coming back.
We live in London, so we're
Well,
extra sad.
You don't have
Well,
to say that.
It was a super fun episode, though. This was.
No?
Yeah, that was fun.
This was
Thanks
enjoyable.
for randomly
We'll
inviting
get you
me
on
in.
again, but
Absolutely.
after you've done more homework.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, that's all right. I wasn't planning to, but it ended up being really fun.
Yeah. Had a good time. We did.
Yeah, I do need to do some homework though, brush up on some terms and matches.
No, we'll teach
I want
you
to
the
come in
terms.
with
We'll teach
with
you
a
the terms on the podcast.
more
And
solid
then you
opinions.
can go out and use them on other people and look like a smart.
Show us up when
Nice.
we're being sexist.
Yeah,
All the time.
that's what I'm here for.
No, you should use your wrestling knowledge to like flip the script. Call other women sexist because they don't watch wrestling. The look you just gave me there was like, shut the fuck up, Zach. And I think that's the end of the episode. Good night.
Have a lovely evening, everyone. We'll upload an episode eventually.